One of the things for me is that I like to try to set an example or almost to provide a template for other people in the things that I do. Design-wise is what I wanted and what I hoped. People that maybe buy a house are looking at it going, we don't like this at all, could maybe think twice about maybe saving a part of it rather than just tearing things down completely. I'm Joel Contreras of Joel Contreras Design Studio, and we're based in Phoenix, Arizona. We work a lot out of Phoenix, Arcadia, Paradise Valley, Scottsdale. We get chosen a lot to do historic, maybe with like a more modern addition, and a lot of the notable mid-century homes we're lucky to get. Just like in any design, if you have a blank slate, it's pretty easy to design something masterful in terms of a vacant lot. Remodels with low budgets, you kind of have your parameters set for you. Remodels with high budgets, anything's possible to some extent. And I loved the clients that we got for this, that they were willing to spend a bit. So this house was built, I think, in 1955, and just was your everyday ranch house. To me, I had a few goals in mind, and one is always I want to keep it warm. I think sometimes more like modern or contemporary design intimidates people where they think, I don't want it so cold and sterile, so I try to bring good names back and to deliver very clean lines and good glass. We have excellent clients, this Melissa and Scott, and Melissa reached out and said, we'd like to hire you guys. We don't know if we should tear this down or if we should try to remodel. It's just a very boring standard ranch home that looked like it hadn't been updated since like the maybe 70s. So we got the call and came and visited, and something for me about my design process is, because I did so much work in historic districts, I think about what the client would want. I also think about what the neighborhood, and if it's a notable property, I feel like, you leave that alone. And this particular neighborhood is so well preserved that I did not want to be the guy that was associated with tearing down a ranch house and building something that was 2 stories. So the inspiration came partially because of sensitivity to neighborhoods and believing that as a designer you should factor that in. You should try to have a talk with your clients about things like scale and here's what the neighbors' homes look like, instead of with just a complete individualistic approach to it. What I thought was, hey, what if we saved the block? It's also very expensive to build with block. Block has a whole lot of character when you sandblast it. Phoenix, we do that a lot. We sandblast a lot in Phoenix. We wanted to save the perimeter walls and kind of start over. And I have sketches upon sketches of what I would do to these ranch houses instead of tear them down. Different roof lines, rip the roof off, do this, do that. And so we talked to the clients and said, let us come up with something that involves keeping, a lot of the walls intact at least, and kind of, doing a hybrid new construction with saving these walls. So I don't know if you'd call it a remodel or if you just say, it's somewhere in between there. But we did a whole model for them and did a SketchUp model, and they loved it, and we're like, that's what we're doing.
My name's Amy, and I'm a senior designer at Joel Contreras Design. My role is to help with the interiors. So really, like, how I'm working with Joel is really focusing more from like an architectural standpoint. And we've been working together for a while, so we have a pretty symbiotic relationship, and it makes it very easy because whenever he kind of articulates and tells me what he wants to see with the home itself, then we're already starting to develop what the interiors will look like and the materials we're going to use. The process varies kind of client to client, and we were really fortunate because these are some of the best clients that we've had. And the design process can be kind of lengthy too, because you're coming up with the original concept. But when we start to learn about the clients, what they need, what they want in a home, then you can kind of start to shape the materials and what we see. So like when you meet Melissa and Scott, our clients, they have very warm personalities, and we knew they wanted a home that had a lot of outdoor space. The indoor space really interacted with the outdoor space. So it was really important for them to have a relaxed environment. So the finishes that we use in the house are warm. We use a lot of wood, but they wanted the modern touches too. What my role is, you know, I'm working hand in hand with the clients from an interior perspective, but it's really getting to know them, getting to know not only like the design that we want to, what we see and envision the space, but helping to translate with what they need. You know, in this house specifically, there's quartz countertops. Like, we definitely couldn't put marble in here. You know, they have a family and they need things that are more durable. So you're kind of always bridging the gap of what a client might see that they like and how they live to like how you think you can elevate the design. I think it's important because you so often do clients, they send you photos from things that they've seen like years ago, or even like your own work that you know you've done previously, but you always want to be pushing the envelope and showing them what could be cool next.
Later on in the project, I wanted to come every couple weeks and see the progress. And one time I was outside and a neighbor came up and said, you know, "Are you the homeowner?" And I said, "No." And he said, well, what are you? And I said, "That depends." Said, if you like it, I'm the designer. If you don't like it, I played a small role in the design." And he was laughing. He said, "We all love it." Your duty as a designer needs to factor in neighborhoods. You know, do you make the client happy? Hopefully, yes. Do you make the neighborhood happy? Hopefully, yes on that too. The goal in this, and what I hope that this house can kind of serve as, is a template for other people to, like other architects and designers, to look at this and go, I want to top that, or I want to do my version of that, and I'm going to keep the block walls, and I'm going to do a butterfly roof, or I'm going to do, you know, a flat roof, but I'm going to approach it this way. I always want to inspire people to be more preservation minded. And on this, maybe there wasn't a ton of great history to keep, but there was, at least from the neighborhood perspective, is they all have a story to tell now. You know, when they walk by, they'll say, "Hey, this house started out as this, and I remember when, you know, before it was this." And I think that's good for the homeowner, it's good for the neighborhood.